Why should an owner do the owner manager program? I think that owners of Kiwi businesses can sometimes keep themselves in the business a bit too long, and the owner manager program encourages and kind of enforces them to remove themselves from the business, to start looking at it from outside in, start working on it rather than in it. And doing that can have some quite powerful outcomes, because the owner starts to think more strategically and starts to think about things as a whole rather than being inside it and not being able to see the wood for the trees. And then I think that an owner, when they do that and they start to remove themselves, start to make better decisions, and also planning. So start to plan the future for the business, but that can be quite hard when you're in it the whole time and you're working, you're dealing with the day-to-day, chaotic side of your business. So being able to remove yourself and think about that plan, but not just the plan for the business, the plan for the owner themselves. So looking at the business, looking at the person who owns the business, them, and then also their role within the business. Looking at those three things separately can be pretty powerful, and help to plan for the future and get some, people who have been there and done it, helping them to decide on the next steps for themselves and the business going forward. Managing growth and aspirational growth. So sometimes you can have growth and it be a bit overwhelming, or you can see others and you want to continue to make sure that you grow the business. That's a theme where a lot of people come to us and go, look, I want to grow this business. And often what they get from the owner manager program is to continue doing the same things that they're doing, but they are directing it rather than be heavily involved in the day-to-day running of the business, but also taking some time to understand where the growth has come from and how they can continue that, rather than just dealing with what is happening. So being busy and dealing with the great sales and dealing with whatever is going well in the business, rather than just dealing with that, actually reflecting on why that's happening and how you can grow upon that. I think something that is like a theme that I see often with people who sign up to the owner manager program and then refer us work because they got so much from it, is that how they feel that they've now got a community around them. Before they were a little lonely, which sounds strange because often they've got a lot of people who work for them and they've got a lot of advisors and a lot of connections, but having the responsibility of running a business can be quite a lonely role, and having all of the weight of the pressure on your shoulders. And one of the best things I think that people get out of it is the network. They have 24 other business owners from around the country who now they can reflect to, get on the phone to if they've got an issue that they might not have come across before, or if they're just feeling a little bit under stress, they've got someone who isn't related to them or the business who they can just ring up and have a good chat to. So yeah, the network is a theme, something that people always go on about. They say that they pay the money purely for that network. It's pretty funny how I can sometimes speak to an owner and they're willing to spend 20, 30, 40 grand on the team rather than themselves. It's pretty interesting that someone who's always going to be in the business or is driving the business forward would prefer to invest in the team than themselves. When they start to invest in themselves or understand really what their strengths are and how they're going to lead the business forward, they're the most successful businesses, because often you have really good business owners who actually don't spend that much time in the business at all anymore. They have a level underneath them who are awesome but know exactly what they've got to do because the owner understands what he needs them to do. And then they upskill them and they put them on other programs. But at first I always question, well, hang on a minute, why are you not spending money on yourself rather than investing? And often once someone is willing to invest in themselves, they see the value, they will invest in the team anyway.